Hi YouTube, welcome to the Fitness Food channel. In this video, I'll be showing you how to make popcorn from scratch for a healthy snack alternative. Now, I just got home from the gym. I've already had my protein shake, but now I want to provide my body with a slow digesting or complex carbohydrate that will provide my muscles with a steady source of fuel to help them grow and recover while also reducing the risk of fat gains. So to start, you'll want to have your ingredients ready, of course. Popping corn kernels. You can find these in the same section in the grocery store as regular microwave popcorn. You'll want to have your seasoning on hand. You can simply go with salt and pepper, a little bit of butter to help them stick to the popcorn. You could drizzle it with a little bit of olive oil. You can experiment with onion powder and garlic powder, with cayenne pepper, with paprika, whatever you think would be good. So for myself today, I will be doing salt and black pepper, as well as a little bit of onion powder, garlic powder, a little bit of raw honey, some coconut oil, and just a touch of butter. Now, having a bowl on hand for the finished product, as well as a lid to cover the pot once the kernels start popping, you'll want to turn on the pot to about a medium heat and let it start to warm up. And now, this isn't very quick or as fast as microwave popcorn, so it will take a few minutes. You'll want to let the corn kernels heat up to a point where they are ready to pop without burning their exterior. If you burn the popcorn kernels, they won't pop and it'll just taste like shit. This can be done without adding any oil to the pot. You can pop them dry. It is a little bit more challenging and it may take a little bit more time because they won't heat up as evenly. But I am okay with a little bit of fat. I actually don't get enough fats in my diet right now. So I'm gonna add in a little bit of olive oil. I've got my corn kernels measured out. I'll be using a 1/4 cup this evening because that will be the perfect amount to complete the rest of my diet today. So once it starts to get substantially hot, you can add your corn kernels in and spread them out. You can shake the pot or stir them around with a spoon. You may start to hear them sizzle immediately, which is just fine, but you will need to keep them more or less in constant motion, just leaving it for intervals of 10 or 15 seconds without movement. This will allow the corn kernels to heat up evenly and slowly and get to a point where the moisture inside of them steams up and allows them to pop. Make sure you have your lid close on hand for when they do start to pop. A big indicator for me is the smell. They're getting a little bit too much color for my liking, so I'm going to turn it down to a low. When you really start to smell them, and you get that movie theater popcorn smell, you know when you walk into a movie theater and you just get hit with that wall of popcorn smell, it should start to smell a little bit like that. Now the pot does not have to sit right on the heat or on the element. There's actually enough heat coming off of the stove that you can just swirl them around over top of the heat and they'll still cook. Now I am starting to smell them very nicely, so I'll just hold my the lid in my hand and keep going here. Starting to see some nice color on them, if you can see that. I want to keep them heating though. I'll let them rest for a few seconds. Now don't worry, they won't just start popping all at once. Odds are 1 or 2 of them will split slightly before the others start to really get going. So that's a good indicator for you to grab your lid. Oh, I got 1 popping there, 2. So I'm going to have my lid nice and close so I don't start losing them here. Once they start to pop, you can let the pot sit a little bit more because they are pretty well all near the point of popping. And here we go. So I'll turn the pot down just a little bit more because I know they're getting pretty close to temperature. I'll just give it 1 more quick stir and I'll let it sit. I'm just going to let the steam out so I can see what's going on in there. Now they will start popping pretty quickly here. A 1/4 cup of kernels will fill this pot a surprising amount. You don't want them to sit for too long, otherwise they may start to burn and that will ruin the flavor.
And here we go. So I've got the heat just above a low temperature.
Now at this point, it's important that you pick up the pot periodically to shake the popcorn around to avoid burning it.
They are starting to slow down, but there's still a lot of popping going on. So I'm going to wait until there's about, 3 to 5 or 6 seconds in between each pop. And that will indicate either the corn kernels aren't gonna pop, I don't know, maybe I burned a couple of them, or maybe they're all popped, and that would be ideal. Now at this point, if you let it sit too long, you will risk burning the already popped corn. So if you just continually shake it, just to keep them off the hot surface, hopefully the kernels will finish popping. And it's looking to me like they are done, or nearly done, so I'm just gonna turn it off, take it off the heat. And if there are still kernels in there to pop, they may continue to pop, so I'll leave that just for a second, just so they don't fly out. And you'll want to act a little bit quickly here, so I'm going to take my corn, add it to my bowl, and then I'm going to use this hot pot to warm up my ingredients that will melt anyway. So put it back on the hot element. You can put in about a teaspoon of coconut oil. About half a teaspoon of butter for some richness. About half a teaspoon of raw honey for a little bit of sweetness. Just gonna let them all melt, and then I'll pour it over top of the corn and season it. You can even let the butter brown a little bit. It will add a little bit more flavor. It will literally start to turn brown, but just don't leave it on too long because you may burn the butter. So, nice and fluid. My butter is a little bit brown. I'll pour it evenly over all of the corn. Give it a quick toss. I'll add some seasonings. So we've got some onion powder here. Toss it. If you can toss it while you're seasoning, that's optimal. A little bit of pepper. Some salt. Some garlic powder to finish. And there you have it.
That's it for this video. Thank you for watching the Fitness Food channel, and enjoy that popcorn.